All right. Hey guys, we're going to read a story today from the Reach book. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it to you, and then you'll be able to answer the questions on Google Form afterwards. So, just follow along. You can always, when you go to the Google Form, you can always pause this video, on whatever page that I was on, so you can figure out the answer. So here we go. So this is called A Day in the Life of a Vaquero. And it is a genre, it is an essay. So it takes it's one topic, and then there's photos inside of it that help you understand a little bit more about it. So A Day in the Life of the Vaquero. Long before the era of westward movement began, there were already cowboys called vaqueros working in the West. These Native American and mestizo cowherders worked on Spanish ranches throughout North America. When settlers with little or no experience began moving west in the 1800s, the vaqueros they met taught them valuable ranching skills. Life for vaqueros has changed a lot since the 1800s. Still, some things remain the same. Learn how one young vaquero keeps a tradition alive. A young vaquero opens his eyes to a wide Mexican sky. A chill breeze brings the smell of coffee to his nose. A crackling fire warms one side of his body. He stretches his legs under his thin serape and feels the pull of tired muscles. What kind of dream is this? He wonders. Then he remembers, this is not a dream. He is a real vaquero. He is living the life he had always wanted, herding vacas and sleeping under the stars. The young vaquero remembers the first time his papa put him on a horse. He was just 5 years old. He knew even then that he wanted to be just like his papa. The open range was his papa's idea of freedom. So it was for his papa's father and grandfather. No walls stood between them and the fresh air. No buildings kept them from moving freely across the land. The horses began to stir in the corral nearby. These horses mean more to vaqueros than transportation. They also provide companionship on long, lonely rides. Soon, there are several men moving toward the corral. Vaqueros often feed their horses before they eat their own breakfasts. The young vaquero jumps to his feet. Today, he will choose his own string of horses from the remuda. This is an important decision because only he will work with his horses. He will get to know them better and better each day in the months ahead. Now that the young vaquero has chosen his horses, he is ready for the spring rodear, or roundup. Cows from neighboring ranches have mixed together out on the open range. Many calves have been born too. The vaqueros must figure out which animals belong to each ranch. The young vaquero checks the equipment he needs to do his job. He pulls on his rope to test its strength. Some of his rope he made himself. For hours he cut stiff cowhide into long strips and wove them together, just as his papa taught him. Then he checks his saddle. It is sturdy and comfortable, so he and his horse will be able to work long hours. The young vaquero's job today is to help round up the cows. He uses his lariat to separate a calf from the herd so it can be marked with the ranch brand. The brand helps the ranchers keep track of how many cattle they own. The vaquero's sombrero shades him from the sun. His bandana protects his mouth and nose from dust. His serape keeps him warm in the cold weather. His leather chaparrojos and tapaderas protect his legs and feet from thorny plants. During the summer, the vaqueros will get the cattle ready for market. They will help the animals find good grass to eat. They will get cuts and bruises leading the animals out of the dangerous bushes. and will ride for hours to find lost cows. The young vaquero looks forward to the days ahead. But now, as darkness falls, he thinks only of resting around the campfire with the other vaqueros. With their families far away, the camp is their home. Together, they sing songs, tell jokes, and share their love of the open range. There's a caption for this that says, "Small guitars like this one are easy to transport. They provide the vaqueros with music and cheer at the end of a long day on the range." All right, so there it is, a day in the life of a vaquero, and we'll talk more about it later.